like, okay, sis, what is it? Like, spill the tea. If you're going to talk about it, talk about it. Focus on the message, okay? Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Unleashing Souls. It's your girl Thamicha E.T. What's good? What's poppin'? Alright y'all, welcome to another episode. I pray that last week's episode blessed you, and I pray that you just reminded and it had you going into a time of reflection, and I pray that it allowed you to make space for God and allow him to become the priority of your life again. So if you're new here, I thank you for watching, and I pray that you get all the way to the end, because I have an encouraging word from God that I want to share. If you're returning, thank you so much for being a part of the gang, and I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Okay, it doesn't cost you much, sis. Come on, just do it. Okay, so let's get right into the episode. You guys know when I came back, right? Because I didn't record for the whole 6 months of this year, which is, we already talked about this, so we're not going to touch it again. But I was telling you guys how I felt like my faith was being tested, how I felt like I didn't have enough faith to believe in the things that God was telling me to. My faith was fractured, so I kind of was like, okay, God, I feel some type of way, so I don't want to really do much. And then it's like a whole bunch of things going on in my life, so I don't feel like talking. Okay, you guys have been there. I mean, you guys have heard those messages. If you haven't and you're new here, I'll link them down below. So when I talked about my faith, and then I made a couple other episodes talking about like me praying to God, asking him to deliver me from this thing, and I feel like he hasn't yet. And he still hasn't yet. I know I talked last week about I talked about season shifting, and that's where I'm at. I'm in a season shift. But what I'm really praying to God for deliverance over hasn't come yet. So I'm still praying and hoping and believing in God for this. But I wanted to make this video after, I cannot remember, I'll pop it up after one of the videos, because it kind of was like a series, not really, but like I kind of was talking about the same thing about keeping hope and keeping faith, and how God was the ancient of gods, and how like the other gods bowed out to him, and it don't matter if these demons have been here forever, God has been here before them. So just encouraging us that God will ride on that mighty cloud for his people, for us. Okay, he will come and fight for us. And I think I wanted to make this video after that, but God had led me to other videos, because I did a devotional or something like this on this verse that I'm going to talk about today, and it just gave me like perspective on the thing that I'm praying to God for deliverance over. And I know y'all probably annoyed, because I would be too, because when I watch YouTube videos, I be like, okay, sis, what is it? Like, spill the tea. If you're going to talk about it, talk about it. But I know one day I will talk about it. It's really not, I feel like it's not that deep, but I don't want to share it yet, so I'm not. But just focus on the message, okay? Plug in your issue in your life that God ain't delivered you from yet. Plug it here, okay? So we're going to be reading from Deuteronomy 7:22 to 24, and it reads, "The Lord your God will drive out those nations out ahead of you little by little. You will not clear them away all at once, otherwise the wild animals would multiply too quickly for you. But the Lord your God will hand them over to you. He will throw them into complete confusion until they are destroyed. He will put their kings in your power, and you will erase their names from the face of the earth. No one will be able to stand against you. and you will destroy them all. Okay? That is a word of encouragement. That is like making me like hype as I'm reading it, because God is faithful, and I believe that He will do this for me and for you and I believe that He will drive out all our enemies. I believe that He will wipe their names off of the face of the earth. I believe that they will no longer torment us. I believe that whatever you're believing in God to deliver you from or to bring you to, like, He will certainly allow it to come to pass, right? So in those previous videos, I talked about how I feel like I've been praying about this thing, been fasting about this thing for years, and when you think you get delivered, you haven't, and these things coming up. And this verse really encouraged me, because it says, the Lord your God will drive out those nations out ahead of you little by little. And this is just like a background story, and I talked about it a little bit in the last video. God was bringing the people out of Egypt, the people of Israel out of Egypt, into the promised land. But he was foretelling them. He was telling them, y'all, I'm about to take y'all to this land of milk and honey. This land is vast, it's big. However, there's people living in there and stuff like that. But y'all gonna take over these people. Y'all gonna destroy these people. Y'all gonna take over the land. But y'all gonna do it little by little. I'm not gonna give y'all this land in its entirety immediately, because if I do, if you clear them all at once, these wild animals will multiply too quickly for you. Okay, because like when you go in a country and it's so say you go to the forest. People don't just set up houses in the middle of the forest. I'm sure that they're without scouting the land first, seeing what kind of animals, seeing what kind of like stuff is around there, because wherever there's no like human civilization, I'm sure animals take over. So like I can't imagine the type of animals that they had. So God is like, if this land isn't occupied, these animals, these wild animals, are gonna occupy this land. So it's like, if I drive out the people, humans like you, the wild animals are gonna multiply, and it's just gonna be way too much for you to come and overtake. So just remember, as you are taking over this land, I'm giving it to you a little by little by little. And then God is so gracious, because He explains to them why He's giving to them, why He's going to give it to them little by little. He didn't have to do that. He said, I'm giving it to you little by little, because if I don't give it to you little by little, the wild animals will multiply too quickly for you. And we're not trying to have that. You could destroy the people that I have, but these wild animals, they're going to be too much. So it's just like our lives, right? Reading this devotional and meditating on it, I'm just like, God, I may think that you haven't been delivering me. I may think that you haven't been breaking these strongholds. I don't know how much strongholds and how much sacrifices and how much things are tied up in my life or in my bloodline. I don't know these things. I may think that because I'm not completely free, that you ain't been doing nothing. And that's not true. I can't think that because I've been fasting for X amount of years concerning this certain thing, that nothing has broken. I don't know the severity of this stronghold or this covenant that was over my life. And I don't know how long I'm going to have to fast. I don't know how long I'm going to have to pray. But I know that some effect is being made, because that's what your word says. And you're not a liar. So this is just a reminder for you. Like, you might feel like your efforts or your walk to Christ or whatever it is that you're pursuing may be coming to nothing. But that is a lie. That is a lie from the pits of hell, because little by little you're inching towards God. As you draw near to Him, He's drawing near to you. It may not be like an automatic like response or an automatic like shift like you think it will be, but I'm sure you're putting some type of dent, continuously putting dent until you like break that glass. And it's just like the man, I know y'all seen that meme where he's like shoveling the diamonds, and he's just shoveling away, and he only needed one more to get to that like thing, and he gives up. Yet the other man is just like, you know what I mean? I think that's the thing. But little by little you will get there. Little by little God will give you your deliverance. And that's what I'm like holding on to, because I'm just like, when God, and I remember my Bible study leader, I don't know if I shared this with y'all in that conversation that I shared with y'all in that video, um, but my Bible study leader told me, hey, Kathy girl, Pastor Kathy, she told me, if God were to deliver you right now, she said sometimes God can't just completely deliver people because your life will change completely and you wouldn't even know how to handle it. So that's pretty much my encouragement to you today. Like, it may feel like God isn't doing much. It may feel like much isn't changing. It may feel like, the words that God has prophesied over your life through people are not coming to pass. But literally, like, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen little by little. I believe that wasn't only a word for the people of Israel, but also could be it also can be, seen in our lives. Like, God will do it. He's not a man that he should lie. He's going to deliver you little by little. You don't know how big the sacrifice was. You don't know how, many years it took for you to get the way you are. Like, you don't know, you know what I mean? You're not aware of what's happening in the spiritual realm. You're not aware of the things that are breaking. You're not aware of how God is protecting you. You're not aware of the magnitude of the weight of what he has for you in the future. You're just not aware of those things because our eyes are so limited. And I just want to encourage you that it may feel like nothing moving, nothing shaking, but I'm telling you that things are being made. Just remain steadfast. And that's something I got to remember. Like, because sometimes I give up on praying. Sometimes I give up on fasting. Sometimes I give up on like praying to God about this specific thing. But I'm like, nah, I got to stay 10 toes. I got to make sure that God is not a man that he should lie. He's going to do what he said he's going to do, even if it happens little by little. So I know for me, if things don't move and things don't shake, if things don't just happen at a snap of the finger, I'm done with it. I'm ready to be done with it because I'm like, this is not working. But I know it's some area of your life that you keep trucking on, whether it's the gym, whether it's business. There's certain things in my life that I have more patience and tolerance for than others. But I keep reminding myself, I remember when I was in business, when things wasn't working, I figured out a way to make it work. This strategy isn't working. I'm going to try this strategy. I did not give up on that. So I'm going to try not to give up on praying and fasting for this specific thing. And I encourage you to do the same in your life. Just remember that the Lord your God will drive out those nations ahead of you little by little. You will not clear them all away at once. Otherwise, wild animals will multiply too quickly for you. But the Lord will hand them over to you. And I just want to remind you that whatever you're praying and fasting for will come. Your deliverance will come, whether it comes little by little or suddenly. But I'm just reminding you that it will surely come. That's all I have for you guys today. My lash acting ghetto. My face is like a little swelled up, having an allergic reaction. But I really just pray that this encouraged you. I pray that you keep faith and you keep walking, because this Christian journey, this life, it ain't easy. Okay, but you got to stay 10 toes down, because really, where else will you go? I love you guys, and I thank you guys for watching. Share this with somebody that you know that needs it, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.